What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Watching Paint Dry. This is the show where we unwind on a Saturday night, right? We're stuck in quarantine. I have no idea what day it is. And paint some miniatures. I've been working tirelessly on some Chaos Dwarf blockers for Blood Bowl. Aiming to finish those up today, as well as move on to... There's a hair on my microphone. It's distracting me. Move on to some hobgoblins for Blood Bowl also, which are very fun to paint. I have a cool technique that I use to make them sort of look sickly and gross and decrepit, as hobgoblins probably should. I apologize, I'm a little late today and a little discombobulated. Some friends and I were watching a movie that I love called The FP. And we also watched the sequel, Beats of Rage. Highly recommend. RPD, I believe you were there for the first time when we watched FP. Great movie, so much fun. But it's time to paint, and I would like to just start off by saying, as with all the shows we host here on the Another Letdown Media channel, as well as the Handleabber Games channel, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. Thank you. Yes, time to paint most of the Chaos Dwarf players. Not all of them, though, I will note. Does it seem like... My volume's just too high. Is the music too loud, RPD? It seems like it's a little loud. Got Mega Man music playing in the background, per usual. Anyway. Cut over to the document camera over here. So last week we got as far as everything except the bases are now done. As you can see, I did the first layer on that. I need to put a dry brush down over the bit of grossness that we got going on. That's fine. I can handle that. I'll just tweak it down just a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to do a dry paint. This is Underhive Ash. This is what gives it sort of the derelict, decrepit looking feel and texture that lava terrain should have. Now, one of the problems that I have here is my dry brush is so infested with red that sometimes it turns the Underhive Ash a little bit red, which is a little frustrating. But realistically, it kind of just works. So what dry paints are they're literally just like almost a clay. And you can just kind of scrape it right over the top of whatever you're trying to... Now it's going to go on a little bit green, but as it dries, it'll turn more grayish. And you can really kind of just go nutter butters with this. You can see it's turning the brown into more of a sooty, ashy gray. It's a slow process, but it does get the job done. There we go, that's better. I don't think there's a game that better captures what I'd want an FP video game than Metronomicon. All right, so that's one of the things I wanted to ask you at some point. Because at some point on Zach Sets of Games, we're going to have to beat this chiz right again. Right now there's a lot of red caught in my brush, so it's taking a little bit longer to achieve the feel that I want, but we'll go with that one. But I figure, you know, I quite honestly, like, I was gonna go right into Metronomicon when we were at a stopping point from Hollow Knight. But the reason I went to Battle Network first is my wife gave it to me for my birthday, so felt somewhat obligated to find some quick enjoyment through that while it was still. Combat is genuinely controlled by each character having their own highway of beat arrows. Nice. I'm gonna move some of this stuff around. It's crowded over here. Side effects of starting late. I'm kind of all over the place. Oops, this seems to have glued itself down to my table. Focus, you dumb camera. Nope. Come on. The lighting's all weird. Hold on. It didn't help a whole lot. I'm not super happy with how this is coming out today. Okay, that's getting there. It'll also look a lot better once I get the red in there. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Other than that, I've been working on figuring out post-Oblivion Heart stuff. Not going to talk anymore about it tonight. Too tired. And finally making progress on the updates to the motivator. Nice. I gotta come up with a story for tomorrow. I have no idea what story I'm telling. Oh, this one came out way better. Let's see if I can fix some of these up. Oh, totally. This one actually came out okay. I recognize my hand is completely obscuring the screen right now. And my dwarf is off the screen. Wow, I'm not doing well tonight. All right, one more for this coat. I found myself really restless today. Hey, Mist. Nice to see you, my dude. Boos and jeers. I would expect nothing less of my loyal hecklers. Just slopping down some dry brushing real quick. And then I'm going to move on to the fun stuff, which is actually painting lava. The dwarfs are almost done. I just got a little bit left to go. I'm going to fill in these. I'll point it out in a second. Yeah, that's much better. I'm going to fill in these black areas with red. Various shades of red that is going to give it the illusion that there's lava on the bases, which is really fun. It makes them look a lot nicer. And we're going to start with just the same base coat that we used on the dwarfs themselves. This is the corn red. I don't know if I can open it. Let that drain. I should move my tablet pen out of the way so it's not getting covered in paint. Yeah, so we'll do the lava technique, and then we'll go around the edge of the bases with a black and just get rid of some of the smudge marks where the dry brushing kind of slopped all over the place. And then these will be ready to go. At this point, you can see really nicely the different shading on the noses, especially. You can see the 3-layer effect. This guy shows it pretty well too. Yeah, hallway secrets. That's for sure, man. I recently went through all my board game shelves over here and just put a sticky note on all the boxes that I needed to do painting on, and it's a little staggering. I went through. Oh, welcome to the Hecklers. Thank you for the follow. I recently went through an entire can of primer just priming the Batman Gotham City Chronicles game, and so that's sitting behind me. That'll be up very soon on the show. All right, this should be drained at this point. Yep, very nicely. I need my base coat brush. Actually, standard brush would probably work fine here. Just get the right one. That's not it. Yep, that's the one. Let's see if this works. Just trying to get things put away. Meanwhile, I have one printable mini that's for a character from a campaign that unceremoniously ended over 2 years ago, with us voting the DM. Ooh, that's harsh, man. Really, you voted him off the island? You did that bad, huh? Alright, so let's get some red down here, base coat red. Awful. Ooh, that's rough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I have played in Since 5th edition came out, this brush is not working at all for what I'm trying to accomplish. I played in 2 games? 2 people, games, well, no, 3, 4. I played with 4 different GMs. I think, Mist, you were watching last night. My buddy Jared ran a game for us recently. That was awesome. His was based on the Swamp Castle from Monty Python, the one that fell into the swamp. I'm playing in a game with Alex from Greater Than Games, the account manager, not the baboon. He's great. He's a great fun GM. He's writing an Eberron story with us. Oh, that's much better. And yes, the one that burned down, fell over, and then sank into the swamp. That is indeed the one, and it was terrific. It was incredibly funny. The first encounter we had in that campaign was like the campaign was loaded with all sorts of Monty Python references. The first encounter that we had in that campaign was the Upper Class Twit of the Year show, which is one of my favorite sketches of all time from the original Flying Circus show. Obviously, the Black Beast of Og showed up at one point. Before that, my buddy Logan ran a game with us that was ostensibly supposed to be like 3... we were raided by the Crimson Permanent Assurance. That is definitely a thing that happened. My buddy Logan ran a game with us that was supposed to be like 3 sessions long. A fight with the Tarrasque. That ended up going 6 months, playing every week. Because, well, because reasons, let's just, because combat era Kokra, let's just say that. We had a player who we adore, and he is a great friend, that is chaotic stupid. His alignment is very firmly chaotic stupid. No, we did not start with the Tarrasque. We started with an investigation toward the Tarrasque. But we did survive the Tarrasque encounter. There was a great bit where one guy, or one character got stuck in the Tarrasque's belly, and our friend Todd managed to keep that character alive. Every turn that character would die, and Todd would be like, nope. Oh, that's harsh, man, but like I get that too. I definitely get that. Session of Pathfinder 2. How is Pathfinder 2? I was not like, so I come from D&D 3.5. That or 3.0. That's when I got my start. I stopped playing once I felt it was getting too big for its britches, which is about the point where Pathfinder arrived on the scene. Oh, gotcha. I've played with those types of people too, Mist. My buddy Wrench, for example. Not to be confused with the Red Dragon Inn character. But the longest running campaign that I've played in is one that Todd ran. He's the guy that kept people alive in the Tarrasque event. His has been running since 5th edition came out. Mechanically very good, but the presentation of those mechanics is somewhat lacking. That's kind of what I've heard. Quite honestly, like, my favorite RPG systems are the storytelling ones. So, like, Call of Cthulhu is amazing because it forces you to be a person. Like, it's... if you go around just trying to murder hobo your way through the game, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to have success there. But if you like actually bother to diplomacy your way into things, you're going to have tremendous success and tell a great story. The Sentinel Comics RPG system is, and obviously you can take this with whatever kind of grain of salt you want to apply to it, because I do, contract work for Greater Than Games. But I love that system, and it's terrific for telling the stories that I want to tell, and my party really likes it too. So one of the keys here is adjusting the width at which I'm trying to... which one, Hallway? The Sentinel Comics or the Call of Cthulhu? Yeah, I heard about that. So it went well? I have run untold dozens of sessions of SCRPG at this point, for varying different groups. I've run the first issue of the starter kit so many times, but specifically Sentinels. Yeah, I quite enjoy the Sentinels system. Adam ran a great story for us. He called it Valoresque. It's on his YouTube. That was so much fun. I was really glad that I could contribute in some way to that. That finale was so goofy. RPD, were you there for that? When Detour locked Fountainhead in hell. Oh. Well, there you go, man. 18. So that's two years ago? Well, that's a bit rare, too, because I wasn't working register. I was working demo support most of the time, most of the show. Wait a second. Wait a second. Definitely not how I will do climactic boss fights if my current notes are any indication. Oh yeah, no. That was Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm pretty good at that. I do a lot of that. Alright, this one was a little weird. I'm not super fond of that one, but... Meanwhile, my brain started creating another BBEG that would work for a D&D campaign. Nice. So I guess I've got this Ganondorf amiibo that's like leaning into my water jar. Probably move that. Give me 1 second, folks. Oh, wait a minute. My keyboard's not on. Aha! I was right. I do know you hallway secrets. Ye be chobby. And see, I did it without actually exposing who you really are. Well, it wasn't so much of a figured it out. It was like, wait a minute. I've seen that Twitch handle like within this week. Hallway Secrets and I went to college together and built robots together for a very long time. And I once was very tired at a robotics competition, and we were playing, of all things, Call of Duty, which is not something that I play, and I don't think it's something that Hallway Secrets regularly plays either. No, they were not. And there was this guy with the, for lack of better description, Chick Magnet net handle IB Dobby, and Dobby sat there and was a punching bag for like, I mean, it had to be 3 or 4 rounds. And all of a sudden, he went 23-0. And we're like, whoa! Dobby is the man! And I sort of exhaustedly gave Hallway Secrets the nickname Chobby, which, as he's posted in the chat now, some 70% of the people in his life still call him that. So, retire champion? I'll give people nicknames until the day I drop dead. I have another buddy. His name is Nate. I called him Spud one day. I have no reason for calling him Spud, but he's Spud now. Everybody calls him Spud. But no, so like XB Dobby became synonymous with that is the coolest thing in the world. So we used to play this game. So Hallway Secrets and I, amongst other people, were frequently in charge of video production at robotics events, and we all had other responsibilities too. But like that was one thing that we all did together, and we were running, like, we had a full professional setup for a competition that we were sponsoring one year. And one of the things that you find, like, camera operators have to pass the time, right? And that frequently involves some level of shenaniganery. And so we used to play this game called Parent or Pedophile, where which is a totally inappropriate game. Don't play that game, but maybe do. Where we would focus the camera on somebody. Yeah, it's absolutely Parent or Pedophile. We would focus the camera on somebody, and the people behind the monitor would, and there were several of us, would look at the monitor and say, and we'd ask the question, Parent or Pedophile, and invariably the answer really should be Parent. But there's a lot of creepy looking people who come around to events like that. So, I mean, we were laughing at people's mustaches and the way they were walking or whatever. And finally, our student Jordan focused his camera on this guy with a ridiculous mustache, like Paul Stokey mustache. And that's Paul from Peter, Paul and Mary, and a beige trench coat, or like pea coat, but like down to his knees, and a flap hat, like those Russian the stereotypically Russian hats. And he just barely managed to choke out the words Parent or Pedophile. Yeah, exactly. Correct. It was a dumb thing we did in college. We don't condone this behavior, but whatever. So Steve, the guy who was playing Call of Duty against IB Dobby, dives over, seizes my mic out from under me, and yells, "No! That guy is the man! That guy be Dobby!" I don't know I don't know. The story was probably funnier when it happened, but God, it was fun. We were dying. All right, so next step on the lava here is to put down a progressively thinner amount of a lighter red, a brighter red. And my paint handle is way off. Definitely funnier at the time. Yeah, it really was, but it's a funny story. That's too much. None of my standard brushes are in good shape here. Did Wrench or I ever tell you we convinced a bunch of our acapella friends that Chabi was right? Really? That's terrific. All right, so you're starting to see the little streaks come through here on the red zones. For like a good 6. Wow, that's a good amount of time, man. Yeah, I kind of expected your Twitch handle to be IB Chabi, but I guess like from a branding perspective, like IB Chabi is pretty awful. In the same way RPD as Adams was Robotaro-san, like that's not memorable. Hallway Secrets is a lot more memorable than IB Chabi. It's the same reason I got rid of Samwise 137. It's like that's not memorable. Another Letdown is way more memorable. Well, again, though, Miss Drake, like, yeah, Samwise 137, I've had since middle school, maybe, but like, oh dear. But like, it's actually, here's a pop quiz for Hallway Secrets. Do you remember where Another Letdown comes from? Because that is also a Clarkson story. That Wrench was involved. So frustrated with these brushes tonight. And he busts out my old nickname. No, people I haven't heard. That's a name I've not heard in many years. No, so that was the song that appeared as the intro to the webisodes that we produced and the Chairman's Award videos. When Heroes Die did it. And then once I graduated, When Heroes Die split up, and Justin left me the rights to the song. Sort of. When Heroes Die, sort of the unofficial official band of 229, or official rock and roll band of 229. I mean, what other robotics team can claim to have an official rock and roll band? There's got to be one, right? But it was one of my more harebrained money-making schemes. Do you remember Chief Dr. Wilfred Hippo's organized dance and waste removal? Going deep into the well here. That is not a robotics-related thing. Or Stephen Bryan's ice cream, as it's more widely known. Philharmonic Ska Orchestra? I am on board. RPD, can you post that to Adam's music channel? I want to check that out. Dude, I love ska. My green screen's covering it up right now, but I've got like a wall of ska music behind me. Oh, where was he? The Brain. Last time I saw Brain was at my wedding. Well, you and Brain are kind of like, I mean, you're from the same area, right? Or maybe I'm completely wrong there. Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. All right, there's layer 1. You start to see the lava flow is starting to look a little bit more like lava. Oh, okay, RPD, you want to go that way with it? Chairman's Award was the highest honor that first gave away. We tried so hard to the point where, like, my co-captain of that division of the team and I actually exposed a bunch of corruption in the judging system that we are not proud of. They are first is not proud of. But we kind of can't talk about, like, for reasons I can't talk about it on air. I don't know. We had a really, really good presentation one year, and it just, like, anyway. But anagram of the word. Do those reasons involve an anagram of the word and? They might. Missed. But I also know what part of the world you're from. I need to quickly look at my paint rack here. You know, while I slam it into the wall. Because I may not have all. I don't. Thought at least one was missing. Non-disclosure agreement? No. I guess it's an NDA of sorts. I also just don't want to get myself in trouble. Anyway. But no, so interestingly, RPD, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on stream, but there is a Pike Industries right around the corner from where I live. Like, not even joking. There is a legit Pike Industries. And one of my best friends / my sister works there. I question it every single time I drive by it, Mist. Which is fairly regularly, because if I go to Amanda's house for any reason, I have to drive right past Pike Industrial. It's a little unnerving, if I'm honest. It's still draining. Alright. Where did I... Oh, it's behind my ear. I'm just taking a quick glance at the hobgoblins I've got coming on deck here. More or less the same technique, I think, but I guess taking your sister as collateral is how they let you go. Consider your debt repaid for now. I mean, sister, right? Amanda's not actually blood relative, but we were basically inseparable as kids, and we still are today. I love her family as if they were my own, and she, I'm sure, will do the same when Katie and I decide to have a family. Yeah. Chairman story. Oh, God. We just did Spite last week, RPD. You'd kill me, man. Might do Chairman tomorrow. So my flows are gradually moving toward an orangey shade now. But you'll see I'm leaving a little bit of the previous reds behind. Something else. You guys are a little off the rails tonight, and I love it. Christopher didn't get a chance to while I was down at the office last time, but he wants to take me to the actual the IRL Pike Industrial. Alright, this one's looking good. It is 11:30 and I did an RPG that was totally wild and crazy. I had a single can of hard cider like 6 hours ago. Sounds fairly on point. Dude, hard cider, man, I love it. It's become sort of a PAX East tradition for the Baboon and myself. Gotta get ourselves some hard cider at this place called the Dudley Chateau. Not as fancy as it sounds. It's a little, it's a boat. upside of living in an apple town. Yeah, for sure. Next town over from me is Canterbury, New Hampshire, and they've got a number of good apple orchards. Including the one that my family has gone to ever since I was a small child. Oh, I like this one. It's coming out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. So what really, the part of this process that really makes the lava shine, and you'll see this when I get to it, I'm almost there, is when I add a layer of white. I'm going to add a layer of white at the very end. It's very thin. I'm going to use this teeny tiny brush over here and just pop in a little bit of white, and it just makes everything come together. All right. That's it for that one. As these layers get less and less, the time it takes to do them decreases significantly. Excuse me. Log cabins and hard cider. RPD, you've basically just described my dream home. Alright, next up we got Troll Slayer Orange, which was not on camera at all. It is. I've got this hunk of junk that really needs to be disposed of. So I started to talk about Stephen Bryan's ice cream. That was another one of my... So every year at college, my roommates and I would cook up some form of a get-rich-quick scheme, which I think is no surprise. College students are broke. And so one of them was we bought an ice cream machine out of the Penny Saver, amongst many other things. We were told to return all those. Our other roommate was a jerk. Not really. We like Steve. Steve was our voice of reason. We made something like 14 gallons of ice cream that year. It was kind of nuts. Yeah, look at that. Now we're starting to look like lava. Sold them out of our front room window. President of the university was our best customer. Just brightens the whole model right up. That seems alright to me. This is the first time I've ever done a lava base on a round base. My other Chaos Dwarfs are all on square bases because I hold out hope that Warhammer Fantasy will one day return to me. I say I hold out hope. I've already received confirmation that that is definitely a thing that is happening. That's an annoying sound. I remember when this music came up in MMZ4 and I was like, oh my god, make it stop. One more. When I'm working on these bases, it's the camera angle is very easy to manipulate as long as I keep it in frame. That looks all right to me. Now we move into the fun stuff. There are 2 colors left. And this is where it really starts to take shape, if you will. We're gonna move into Flash Gets Yellow. So to go back a bit and explain what I meant by twisting our SCRPG's core mechanics, of the 2 climactic boss fights I've got notes for. One of them is basically reverses the timer, with the boss becoming more aggressive as it ticks down and it running out being a win condition rather than a flavor. Oh, that's cool. I've done a lot of messing with the or the scene tracker. I had one represent, like, it ticks down every time you change location. Like, it's supposed to represent a montage bit. Now it's looking good. Look at that. Oof, that was too much. Yeah, I messed that one up though. Well, maybe I didn't. At this point, I've done this lava stuff many hundreds of times. It's probably the thing I can do with the least amount of hesitation. That one's a little rough. I'm not super happy about that next to his foot, but I can patch it up with the white. Brushing up my brush here. So I got the strangest text last night. I was lying in bed. My wife had gone to sleep. I was actually considering coming in here and doing some painting because I was bored. But I was watching Tailspin, so that was nice. Old Disney cartoons, man, good stuff. And my mother-in-law texts me. She just finished watching Avengers: Infinity War, which, if I look back on it, Infinity War is probably my favorite of the Avengers movies. And she was like, I'm really frustrated with the ending here. Is this the end? Like, are they just killing the franchise? I'm like, you do realize this is not the most recent movie, right? And she goes, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, there's been 2 since then. Oh. That's funny. I said, no spoilers, but bring tissues. And the other one being a fight where the real objective is to talk the boss down, requiring the players to break away from the actual interface and call a transition to a social scene instead. That's something I've been wrestling with for a while, RPD. Unfortunately, it doesn't, like, you're gonna have difficulty motivating them to do that. Because once you're into pound mode, the players don't want to come out of it. That looks solid. Nope. Not too much. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. I like that quite a lot. Okay, I gotta... This is my favorite of the lava bases that I've done, so I really want to just freshen the brush up and make this one look as good as I can. That's what I'm talking about. I love that one. That one's just excellent. Super happy with it. All right, last bit for the lava. Well, second to last bit. I got a glaze that I put over it. And then these guys, well, and then I'll black them out around the edge. I have ideas for how to communicate that outside of just dialogue, like the scene tracker not moving or how the boss never actually attacks outside of counters, and unfortunately the guy's entire power set is kind of built around this mechanic. All right, there you go. Sorry, checking the thing real quick. Okay, I need white. And white is a perennial problem because, as you will see, white paint does not hold up very well. Fortunately, I only need a tiny bit of it. Whoops. Stuff on the floor. Alright, I need this tiny little brush over here. And this is just a little accenting that I do. Hopefully I didn't kill the mic. I don't think so. And most of that will recede when I put the glaze over the top of it, but... Ooh, that was way more than I anticipated. Should be fine though. There's definitely also hints of varying levels of bluntness leading up to it that trying to outfight him is just straight up not going to work. Yeah, alright. Well, I mean, good luck with it, right? Like, let me know how it goes, because I'm always looking to up my game. And if you find something that works, let me know. Oh, this music makes me sad. It is the end music for 04. Zero's story was rather tragic. Maybe one day I'll get to it on stream. But it won't be soon, because I just recently played that for myself, and it was nice to play my favorite game series for myself. Also, 04 was not a well-done game by comparison to the other three. Alright. Just the glaze to go on top, and then these guys are, well, and the black around the edge, and these guys are good to go. Someone is so sad. So glaze, unlike a wash, you don't actually need that much of. Just gives it a little bit of a shine. All right, we're moving into the Mega Man X music. Oh, no, we're not. Credits. That's the 04 credits music. This is the point in the series where they tried to make it a little bit more anime-like. And I was like, sure. Not as good as the English anime credits music from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. No, it's true. Never got super into the original style Mega Man games. I wouldn't call Zero original style. Zero was a little bit more Metroidvania. It's closer to the original than, like, ZX, which is weird open world trash. Although my wife just got me the Battle Network games. I started playing Battle Network 1 on stream Thursday night. Battle Network is sweet. Yeah, Katie picked them up for me somehow, basically new in box. And I was like, how? I don't even want to know how much money she paid for those. Because that's definitely not my intention when I put them on my list. Like, I stream from a Hyperkin Retron. Like, it needs to read the cart once. And then it's done. It's good. It's happy. So there you go. There's your Chaos Dwarfs with lava bases. The only last thing I want to do is a little bit of black around the edge. Just trying to clear a couple mistakes up. X1 I like a lot. X2 I like a lot. Beyond that, RPD I'm not. It's like whatever. Yep. And the base coat brush, which is pretty much what we're going to be using for the rest of the night here. X5 for the voice acting. God, I don't know if I've ever played X5. One second, RPD. Okay, this guy's good. Basically, they got anime cutscenes. Oh, yeah. They did that for ZX. Like the ones from Mega Man 8 with improved voice acting. Yeah. Full of good line deliveries, yeah. What, was that a PlayStation one? Yeah. That explains why I haven't played it. When Capcom basically abandoned Nintendo, I was like, I'm done. But they're back now. X Command mission isn't in the X collections. Yeah! Have they ever... Has Mega Man and Bass ever been re-released? That one was weird. I have played Command Mission, yep. Well, not recently, but... Alright, I think these guys are done. I'll show them off in just a second. These duders are ready to hit the Blood Bowl pitch. I don't know, what do you guys think? So I'm going to lay down some base coats on the Hobgoblins. Just got to find the right colors. Obviously the corn red that we were using earlier. Brass Scorpion will be back. Yep, I do have some of the lead belcher too. And they will also have it's a specific brown that I don't remember. I'll bring them into play here. Hold on. I'll move the Chaos Dwarfs out of the way. First games you actively started hunting down a long time ago. That's fair. Just gonna get a quick picture of the Chaos Dwarfs all done and ready to go here. While I have the good lights on them. Alright. Chaos Dwarf's done and posted. Yeet McSeat, launch Octopus. I believe so? I'm just playing them out of a YouTube playlist, so it's not... Oh yeah, have fun, Chabi. We'll see you. I'll be around again next week. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays on this channel. Right, okay. I needed to move these guys out of the way. So I'll move my phone out of the way first. There, now I have desk space where I can put the dudes. Usually earlier too. 6 o'clock is usual normal start time. But this show goes later. Take care. Alright, next up on the chopping block is these little duders. They are Hobgoblins. They're really hard to see right now because they're primed black, but I need to find that one specific brown color. I wish I remembered what it was. Let me take a look at my box. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. Mornfang Brown. So that's yeah, so I'm doing miniatures painting tonight. That's my Saturday night chill stream. We just finished up. Nope, hold on. I'll find the good one. I mean, they're all good, but We just finished up these little buggers. They're Chaos Dwarfs for the game Blood Bowl. Yeah, Midnight Art. Midnight Art stream. I'm just gonna try and lay down a couple of base coats on some of these hobgoblins, and then we're gonna call it a night. Fortunately, we got a little bit of a late start tonight, but we'll keep going for a little while longer anyway. I try to hit 2 hours every stream. So here we go. We're loaded up. We'll start in with the red because that is the most prominent color in their uniforms. Come on, get out of there. I like that this water cup has like holes in it for the brush, but they don't always help the way I want them to. I found some of the ska orchestra. Oh, good, cool. Post that. Post that, Chiz RPD. Come on. Yes. Well, fun story about The Godfather. Another story from college. Excuse me. We just want you to know that you can always call it a night when you need to, because I always want to tune in again. All right. That's high praise, man. Thank you. 5 or so minutes away from saying you've heard an orchestral ska rendition of the theme to The Godfather. Yeah, so RPD, I think you know this. You may not know this because you're fairly new to the channel. I studied film in college, and we had film labs once a week where we would gather. It was really cool. We would gather in one of the bigger auditoriums and watch movies, which is rad. Like, it's super fun. And so my friend Gabe and I were working late on a robot, and we were like, oh, we got to get food like pronto and get to the film lab. We got there. We were so tired from working on the robot all day that we promptly fell asleep and didn't wake up until about halfway through the movie. And we're like, wait, is this movie still going on? Seemed like it was in the same scene we fell asleep in. Great movie, though. There's a lot of surprising little details in this model. Arrive and sleep deprive. I mean, that's how it was, man. Most of us on the robotics team were on scholarship in one way or another to coach that robotics team, which was, in retrospect, not my favorite thing about college. I met a lot of my best friends as you saw from Chabi earlier, chat, when I was on that robotics team, and we had a lot of good times, we had a lot of fun, but there was a lot of stress because of the scholarship thing, and the guy who was in charge of that would lord it over our head, like, hey, you're on scholarship, so you need to do it my way, and we were like, the hell we do. We're grown ass people too. I don't know. There were some problems, but all in all, it's the reason I went to that school. I like playing with robots. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, banging the mic. Hey Yeet, what did you think of the board game we played yesterday? You ever seen that before? Or anything like that? I mean, honestly, RPD, it was a lot like our movie nights from last summer. There was more than its fair share of talking our way through the movies. And there were definitely yeah, that is asleep. Okay. Bad movies that we had to watch. Oh my god, I've gone too. You were entirely confused. Okay. We'll try and do a better job explaining next week. We're sort of trying to figure out what the tone of that show looks like. We did a Thursday night Arkham Horror where we broke it down a little bit better. I just posted it to my YouTube channel. And it's on the VOD here too. But we'll do better next time. Thank you for the feedback, though. That's important because that's how we grow. Basically, the objective is to, in one way or another, prevent the Elder God from destroying the world. You can do that by so you can do that by either fighting him the way we did yesterday, which is realistically not very likely. It's not very likely that you'll succeed doing that. Or you can seal him out or close him away. Which sound on the surface like the same thing, but there's actually two lines to victory. Basically, what happens throughout the game is these gates will open up, and you have to go through them, explore the worlds that they are attached to, and then come back and use that knowledge to close them by either fighting your way through or using your knowledge of magic. And it's quite a complicated game on the surface, but like the more you see it played, the more you'll get it. Like Chamali watched that one stream we did a few weeks ago and was like, "Oh, now I get it," and now he plays with us. So just keep your eyes on the channel and you'll pick it up. Okay, there's one guy for red. Oh, I gotta sit back for a second. Walk in number 2. Godfrey Ho and the Art of Stock Exchange. Why the Adventures of Baron Munchausen is Terry Gilliam's best movie, don't at me. And if I could stretch it into a title, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, your masterclass is a multi-layered reality. Dude, Munchausen is amazing. So good. Yeah, for real. So this guy doesn't have the red hat. He's going to have one of these other colors. But realistically, I may not get to tonight. So I'm fading rapidly. I might just get the red done. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. So I was going to mention that once in 3rd grade I took a trip to Florida, but I live further north in central North Carolina, meaning it was a trip from 3 to 4 a.m. to 9. Yeah, I hear that. We went to Florida recently, and we were there for such a short period of time, I was like, wait, we went to Florida? Went down for my wife's cousin's wedding. A very odd experience. Very strange part of the country. It's very much in Florida man territory. It was frustrating because like my wife had just started a new job, and our original plan was like, oh, we're gonna go down to Florida and then we're gonna skip over to Orlando for a couple of days. We'll meet up with a friend and go to Epcot for Food and Wine Festival, and we'll have a good time. But because it was over like a long weekend or whatever, and it was really frustrating that we didn't get to do that. Spring break vacation to Miami to see your aunt. Right on. That is a part of the state that I have not been to. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. Brushing up the brush here. Oh, RPD. I was thrown off by the sudden stench of fishing markets upon entering the border, but about 15 minutes. Yeah. So, I mean, I grew up around Massachusetts, so, like, fishing stench is not in any way foreign to me. This shoulder pad's going to be a different color. I love the bass in this song. Very funky. It's been an awful long time since I've seen it either, RPD. And by a few more people, I really mean Candace. I'll try and get Candace in on one of these at some point. All right. Good there. Like, as far for as repulsive as that movie is in a lot of ways, there are some intensely beautiful parts to it as well. That's fair. Yeah. My favorite Mega Man track ever has to be the Quickman EXE from Network Transmission, also known as the Bank of East AC/DC. Yeah. I haven't added the Network or the Battle Network games to the playlist yet, but I will, because we're like halfway through Mega Man X1. No, almost all the way through X1 now. So yeah, I'll have to put the Battle Network games in there too. So right now, I'm like, there's a bunch of like rivets and stuff holding their armor together. I'm just kind of going over them. I'll fix them up later. Cold Man from Mega Man and Bass. Actually, we were just talking about Mega Man and Bass. I was asking if that had ever been re-released. That was dumb. I just slopped paint all over the corner of the paint handle instead of the model. And screwed up the brush in the process. Yay! Aside from the GBA downgrade, I've never heard of any other ports. Yeah, that's what I thought. Capcom, get on that, chiz. I want to play Mega Man and Bass again. I mean, I have a Super Nintendo. I could play it again, but... I think its only full-on re-release would be as part of the PS2 GC Xbox Mega Man Collection. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Sad. Sad, poor gamer kid noises. I mean, that's part of my secret too, Yeet, is I'm a teacher. So my budget for games is diminutive. My budget for anything is diminutive. And so I really have to prioritize which games I am going to pick up. Or if I'm going to do what I did with Battle Network and rely on my wife to pick it up for me. Incidentally, best wife ever. I said my wife has some expensive hobbies too. I try my best to help her out with. She doesn't get into the whole gaming thing that I do, but she respects it because she knows it keeps me from losing my mind. But I'm also a librarian, so books are something that she and I connect on a ridiculous level. Sherlock Holmes being our latest obsession. Clean out my paint handle a little bit, sorry. Okay, a lot of red in this model. My eyes just did the Twitch thing and I hate it. I have a PS1, a GameCube, and a few GameStop handhelds, but I was born too late to want anything in terms of games. Otherwise, I had what I had missed back in 2010. Yeah. Obviously, from what you've seen on the show, or on the stream, retro games are my jam. Retro and art games, like that's what I prefer. So I'm playing a lot of Hollow Knight. And when I went to, when I go to PAX, I'm always looking at what is the new art game. But I mean, I have an Xbox One. I will probably buy the next Xbox. Yeah, I'm not far behind you, RPD. I think I'm going to finish up this red and then I'm out too. Have a good night, man. Yep, see you tomorrow. Yeah, right. What I wouldn't give to, actually have a chance to play Network Transmission and not just watch my buddy Nathan play. I was not allowed to have games growing up. My parents were much more interested in... Well, I mean, their rationale was actually pretty sound. Like, I'm just going to play games anyway at my friends' houses, so why not... If they don't let me have games, then that forces me to, like, ride my bike to my buddy's house to play games. So at least I'm getting some exercise on my way there. And I think that's actually pretty strong. Like, makes perfect sense. But you can tell I'm getting tired. I'm getting sloppy here. My brush is all out of whack. You have your old black and... Oh, nice. They made a GameCube-esque controller for Switch. I almost bought that, and I ended up going with the Pro Controller instead. Just because it's a little... Like, I've been playing with the Xbox so much lately that the Pro Controller is just similar enough to the Xbox that makes it work for me. But, like, that GameCube controller remains tempting. Yeah. I almost jumped. More proof that I'm fading here. I just almost dumped my entire paint tray on my lap. Which would have been great. You're actually not actually see what I'm doing there, but I'm just painting the inside of the underside of his clothes. My family is getting a random party. Oh, I'm sorry, man. All right. I think that's going to do it tonight. I will pick up where we left off next Saturday. Yeah, it sure does, dude. Like, quarantine, this whole thing is weird. But thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed seeing me wrap up these ugly buggers. They're super fun to do. Unfortunately, those are actually the last Chaos Dwarfs I may ever do, which is a little saddening, really. But just because I've done them all. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I will be back here on this channel next Thursday for Zach and Alex Gear Up, most likely. If not, it'll be more Mega Man, Zach Sucks at Games. And I will be back tomorrow night on the Handelabra Games channel playing Sentinels of the Multiverse. So, yeah, have a good night, everybody, and we will talk to you very soon. Bye.